Dear students, welcome back to JCE Connect, Department of Chemistry. In the last class, we had discussed about the principles governing the electroplating. Under that, we had discussed about polarization, decomposition potential, and overvoltage. Right? So, polarization is change in electrode potential during electrolysis process. And decomposition potential is the minimum voltage required for continuous electrolysis process. Over voltage is the additional voltage applied beyond the decomposition potential, is called as over voltage. This is what we have discussed in the last class in detail, and in today's class let us discuss the demonstration of electroplating, that is electroplating of chromium. Electroplating of chromium is the deposition or coating of chromium metal onto the substrate surface by electrolysis process. It means, so far we have discussed about electrolysis, that is the deposition of or coating of metal over the other metal by supplying electrical energy. So this chromium plating is one of the widely used metals and continues to be coating of choice for many metal finishing applications. In your day-to-day life, we have used many objects which appears as a stainless steel, but in actual sense they are made from mild steel and coated with the chromium. For example, your vehicle parts and some of the utensils that you are using in the daily regular day-to-day life, as shown in the figures. There are two types of electroplating of chromium are employed, which are decorative chromium and hard chromium. These two types of electroplating of chromium is based on the thickness of the deposition of the chromium metal onto the substrate surface. Right? So let us discuss one by one. First one is decorative chromium. Decorative chromium deposit is the coating of thin layer of chromium with a thickness of 0.25 to 0.75 micrometer. The decorative chromium coatings exhibit excellent tarnish, corrosion resistance with appealing color and high optical reflectivity. These coatings are used to impart bright and decorative look to the materials like automotive bumps, wheel rims, handles, etc. In the previous slide, I had shown a figure in which we can find these examples. Right? The second type of electroplating of chromium is hard chromium, which is the deposition of chromium with a thickness of 2.5 micrometer to 300 micrometer is called as hard chrome coatings. These hard chrome coatings exhibit good surface hardness, excellent tarnish, corrosion resistance, wear and scratch resistance. These coatings were given to materials like in cutting edges of milling and drilling tools, handguns, piston rings, axles, etc. It means that depending upon our requirement, we can coat the chromium. If the coating of chromium is only for decorative purpose, then we can restrict its thickness between the 0.25 micrometer to 0.75 micrometer, and hence this type of deposition is decorative chromium. Similarly, if our requirement is to impart or improve the surface properties like wear and tear resistance, scratch resistance, corrosion resistance, in such cases we need to coat the chromium metal with a greater thickness. That thickness, maximum thickness, is up to 300 micrometer. If we are depositing more thick chromium metal onto any substrate surface, then we are calling it as hard chromium. The deposition of thickness can be varied or controlled by controlling the certain factors which we will discuss in the later of this class. In the earlier class, we have discussed the process of electroplating of any metal in general. Let us discuss in particular the process of electroplating of chromium. Here we are taking the metal which is to be coated with the chromium is considered as article or the object, and which is taken as a cathode in the process, and an inert electrode or insoluble electrodes are taken as anode, and in the electrolytic bath we are taking chromium metal ions which undergoes reduction and then get deposited onto the cathode substrate. Right. So before proceeding to the process or before proceeding to the electrolysis, the metal object which we are taking as a cathode is cleanly washed with the acids and water, and then it is taken as cathode. The plating bath composition and conditions are given below. Here we are discussing the decorative chromium plating and hard chromium plating simultaneously, because the decorative and hard chromium plating remains the same. Only difference between these two is the coating thickness. If the coating thickness is less and it is restricted to 0.75 micrometer, then we are calling it as decorative chromium, and if thickness is increases beyond 0.75 micrometer till 300 micrometer, we are calling it as hard chromium. The process for both the cases is the same. Only difference is restriction of thickness. That can be done by controlling the two factors, current density and the current efficiency. If we vary these two conditions, we can achieve the required thickness. Remaining part are same for both the cases, decorative as well as hard chromium. Right. So with this idea, let us discuss about the bath composition. The bath composition or the electrolytic bath contains 250 gram of chromic acid plus 2.5 gram of sulfuric acid. The ratio of these two, chromic acid and sulfuric acid, will be 100:1 per liter of solution. Apart from this, in the electrolytic bath, it should contain 1 gram of trivalent chromium, which is produced in the electrolytic bath itself by adding 4 grams of oxalic acid, so that we can always maintain 1 gram of trivalent chromium, which is essentially required for uniform coating of chromium to the substrate. The bath composition is same for decorative as well as hard chromium. Right. So the next part is operating temperature. The process will be carried between the temperature range of 45 degrees centigrade to 55 degrees centigrade. Right. As I said, we are using anode as the any inert electrode or insoluble anodes. For example, either we can take lead metal directly, or a mixture of lead and antimony or lead and tin also be used as anodes for the electroplating of chromium. And we know that the cathode is article which is to be plated. Right. Now come up with, we have two factors, that is current density and current efficiency, that plays a major role in order to get the required thickness. For the case of decorative chromium, the current density which we are maintaining is 145 to 430 ampere per square feet, whereas the same in case of hard chromium is in between 290 ampere per square feet to 580 ampere per square feet. Similarly, the current efficiency is 10 to 15% in case of decorative chromium, whereas in case of hard chromium it is 17 to 21%. By controlling these two factors, current density and current efficiency, we can restrict the thickness of the chromium metal onto the substrate surface. We had discussed about the bath composition, which metal is to be taken as anode, which metal is to be taken as cathode, and how much current density is required for electrolysis. With this knowledge, we can start the electrolysis by supplying the external electrical energy. When you supply the external electrical energy of required current density, the chromium metal ion present in the electrolytic bath get reduced to chromium metal and deposited on the surface, which involves many reactions that we will discuss here one by one. In the electrolytic bath, we have taken chromic acid and sulfuric acid. This chromic acid in the first step get converted into dichromic acid, that is H2Cr2O7. This dichromic acid ion, that is Cr2O7 2-, in presence of an acid, that is H plus ions, it accepts electrons from the external source and get reduced to chromium plus 3 oxidation state. It means the chromium metal is get reduced from plus 6 oxidation state to plus 3 oxidation state in this step. This plus 3 oxidation state of chromium is called as trivalent chromium metal ion. The concentration of this trivalent chromium metal ion plays an important role in the electroplating. If you have the more concentration of Cr3+, we will not get the uniform deposition. Now this Cr3+ further undergoes reduction by accepting electrons from the external source and get reduced to chromium metal, that is 0 oxidation state, which get deposited on the cathode surface. It means the chromium in the electrolytic bath is reducing from plus 6 oxidation state to 0 oxidation state in 2 steps, and finally it get deposited onto the cathode surface. Right? I hope this is clear. This is about electroplating of chromium. Here one point is to be discussed is we are not using chromium metal as the anode. Instead we are taking chromium metal ions in the electroplating bath. The reason is, if we are using chromium as the anode, it undergoes oxidation. On oxidation, it releases Cr3+, and hence increases the concentration of Cr3+ in the solution. As I said, if the concentration of trivalent metal ion increases in the solution, we will not get uniform deposition. Instead we will get a black or burnt deposit. This is one of the reasons why we are not using chromium as the anode. There is one more reason, that is, if we are using chromium as the anode, in acidic medium this chromium metal strongly passivates. Passivate means by applying electrical energy, after some time of electrolysis, it becomes an inert electrode which does not undergo further oxidation because of deposition of chromium trioxide onto the surface of the chromium metal. This is called as passivation of metals or passivity of the metals. If metal becomes passive, then it will not undergo oxidation. Because of this reason also, we are not taking chromium as the anode. This is about the electroplating of chromium. So in the next class we will discuss about the another type of deposition of metal, that is electroless plating of metal. Thank you.